At the class party after the SATs, someone suggested playing a game of Expose Your Friends. In the first round, the bottle spun and pointed at Chloe Jenkins and me. She jumped at the chance to speak first. Sarah never wears skirts because she has a massive, ugly scar on her thigh that looks like a giant centipede. An instant, everyone's eyes locked onto my legs, covered by my long jeans. Only Ethan Sinclair knew about that scar. He had promised me he would keep it a secret forever, yet right now, he was laughing the loudest. Yeah, it's honestly super gross, Ethan chimed in. When it was my turn to speak, Ethan suddenly covered my mouth. The crowd started teasing us. You're being way too protective, Ethan. Sarah hasn't even exposed Chloe yet, and you're already shielding her. No way. You and Chloe have to kiss as a penalty. With a flushed face, Ethan grabbed Chloe by the back of her neck and kissed her deeply right in front of everyone. The air conditioning in the room blasted cold air over me, making me shiver. I placed my hand on my thigh, the exact spot where I had received 42 stitches years ago to save Ethan's life. Just then my phone buzzed. It was a text from Lucas Vance. Come to Harvard with me. Let's go to the same college, please. I typed back, okay. After returning from the restroom, I overheard people chatting and mentioning my name. Ethan, did your little childhood friend run off to cry because her secret was exposed? By the way, have you actually seen her scar? Ethan had a look of pure disgust on his face. Trust me, it's the kind of scar you only want to see once in your life. Chloe leaned close to Ethan's side. How about you purposely lose the next round? Choose dare and pull her pants up so we can all get a look. Ethan carelessly wrapped his arm around her waist. Why waste a game on that? I don't even need to ask twice. One word from me and she'll take them off and show me herself. Chloe's eyes lit up with excitement. I want to take a picture. Me, too, another classmate yelled. Ethan stood up, clapping his hands. Anyone else want to see? Let me know, and I'll make sure she shows you. For a little longer, I gripped the door handle, my knuckles turning white. When I was 10, Ethan and I went to the grocery store. A sudden gust of wind blew a heavy metal billboard down, heading straight for him. I pushed him out of the way. The sharp metal sheet sliced deep into my thigh. Blood wouldn't stop gushing and I almost lost my leg. I cried. For 2 days and nights in the hospital, Ethan stayed by my side, carefully helping me apply my ointment. The boy who swore he would never find it ugly. The boy who promised never to tell a soul was now using my pain to entertain the crowd. Seeing me walk back in, Chloe gave Ethan a look. Ethan looked at my thighs with a playful smirk. This might be the last time we all hang out since we're classmates. Why don't you let everyone see your scar? I tightly shielded my legs. No. Ethan's face hardened and his brows furrowed. It's just a scar. What's the big deal? Stop being so dramatic. Chloe stepped in to play the peacemaker. Sarah, are you mad because I took your turn during the game earlier? You really don't know how to take a joke. She playfully tapped Ethan's back and turned to me. Sarah, see, I hit him for you. Are you happy now? I said no. Ethan pulled Chloe back. Don't waste your breath on her. 2 minutes later, everyone's phone buzzed except mine. Everyone stared at their screens for a few seconds, then looked at me, stifling their laughter. Chloe patted my shoulder. Sarah, the scar isn't even that bad. Why are you hiding it? Girls need to be confident. She shoved her phone in front of my face. Ethan had posted a photo of my freshly stitched thigh from years ago into the Snapchat group. The photo was so high up, it even showed my underwear. A wave of anger and humiliation washed over me. Ethan, you spoil Chloe too much. But her SAT scores aren't as good as yours. When she gets bullied in college, are you going to fly over to save her? It's just a matter of skipping a few math questions on purpose, so we end up at the same place, Ethan said casually. Chloe spoke in a sweet, whiny voice. Did you change your college application without telling Sarah? She's going to cry herself to death if she doesn't go to the same school as you. I know her, Ethan sneered. She'll follow me no matter what. A genius girl going to a local community college for love, that's going to be front page news. 3 years ago, he told me, if you tutor me so we can go to the same college, we never have to be apart. Because of those words, I chased after him for 3 years. Every single weekend, rain or shine, I went to his house to tutor him. The dark circles under my eyes were the result of staying up late for 3 years preparing study guides, organizing his mock exams, and making study plans. But my 3 years of hard work had turned into a joke in his mouth. My phone. Alarm went off, reminding me to finalize my college enrollment. I opened the portal and changed my choice to Harvard University, thousands of miles away. To each their own. This time, I was done chasing him. What are you looking at? Chloe suddenly leaned over. I locked my screen. Nothing. I clearly saw you changing your college portal. Sarah, are you really retaking the SATs just for Ethan? Before I could argue, Chloe patted my shoulder. It's fine. I know you're embarrassed. You want to surprise him, right? I won't tell. The party ended quickly. When I walked out, Ethan was nowhere to be seen. I waited for half an hour until everyone had left, but he still didn't show up. Has Ethan not come out yet? Asked a classmate. He left ages ago. He got an Uber with Chloe, but before the party, he had told me to wait for him at the entrance. Just then Ethan called. Are you out yet? It's late, and it's not safe for Chloe to go home alone. I'll drop her off first, and then come back to get you. Chloe's voice came through the speaker. Sarah, if you're in a hurry, I can let him go back for you right now. What rush could she possibly be in? Ethan snapped. Besides, it's about to storm, and you're terrified of thunder. I need to stay with you. A sudden crack of thunder sounded, and the line went dead. When we were kids, and I was terrified of thunder, I begged Ethan to walk with me to school. He complained I was a nuisance, and walked faster to leave me behind. Now not only did he remember Chloe's fear of thunder, but he also insisted on staying with her. I bit my lip hard to keep the tears from falling. Chloe's house was only 7 miles away, but an hour and a half passed, and Ethan still hadn't returned. I opened Instagram. He had posted a story. My little greedy girl got hungry again, so I had to take her out for round 2. The picture showed the two of them feeding each other at a restaurant. I stared at the food on the table. Ethan had never cooked for me, nor had he ever taken me to a nice dinner. He only ever criticized my Uber Eats orders, telling me, stop eating junk, it's bad for you. I looked down at my soaked dress, laughed at my own stupidity, and called an Uber home. By dawn, my body was aching. I checked my temperature, 100.8 degrees Fahrenheit. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Ethan. A tiny spark of hope flared in my chest. Chloe's swim goggles broke. buy a new pair, and bring them over. No explanation for why he never came back for me. No question about whether I made it home safe. Treating me like an errand girl. Go directly to the pro shop downtown. Don't get the rubber ones. Chloe is allergic. Going downtown and back would take 2.5 hours to make sure they had them. When they woke up to go swimming, he texted me before the sun was even up. I didn't reply and closed Snapchat. I slept again, and when I woke up, my fever was gone. Ethan called again. Why aren't you replying? Did you get the goggles? Chloe is waiting. Can you hurry up? In the past, when I asked him to teach me how to swim, he always said he was too busy with school and we would do it after the SATs. It had been weeks since exams ended, and he hadn't mentioned it once. Instead, he was teaching Chloe. I have a fever. Silence on the other end. Don't you have anything else to say? I asked. Clearly have enough energy to argue with me, which means you're fine. Drop them off at the pool near Chloe's house. Don't go to the wrong one. I didn't go. I warmed up some food instead. I remembered my library books were due today. After returning them, I checked out 2 more books. Walking out of the library, I saw Chloe and Ethan buying matching bracelets at a boutique. Ethan threw the braided friendship bracelet on his wrist into a trash can and replaced it with a pink one that matched Chloe's. That braided bracelet was a good luck charm I had spent hours making. For him before the exams. Sarah, what are you doing here? Chloe asked. Ethan pulled her back. Stay away from her. You might catch whatever she has. Chloe pointed at the books in my hand. Oh, I really wanted to read that book, but they were all out. Do you mind if I borrow it? Before I could answer, Ethan snatched the book from my hands. Go read something else, he told Chloe. Then he turned to me. Besides, you need to study to retake your exams next year. Reading novels will only distract you. That book was out of print, and I had waited on a wait list for months to get it. I stepped forward to grab it back, but Ethan blocked me and shoved me away. My body was still weak from the fever. My legs gave out, and I fell hard onto the concrete. A sharp needle-like pain shot through my lower back. You claimed you had a fever, and I let the goggles slide. But I didn't expect you to be healthy enough to wander around and fight over a book. Sarah, I really underestimated your ability to lie. Go home and think about what you did. Don't contact me until you've cleared your head. As I applied ointment to my bruises at home, I told my mom I wanted to pack our things and move early. I asked her to come with me to Boston. My mom didn't ask a single question. She just nodded and agreed. Once I left this place, I was never coming back, and I never wanted to see him again. My phone buzzed in my pocket. It was a text from Lucas. Sarah, I just got my official Harvard admission letter. I replied with a photo of my own Harvard admission letter. Awesome. You should fly out early. I can show you around the campus. There was indeed no reason for me to stay here any longer, I replied. I booked my flight for next week. I left my suitcases in our front yard, while my aunt and I went out for a 2-day trip. When I got back, my suitcases were gone. I walked over to Ethan's house. Chloe was there too. They had my suitcases open on the living room floor, going through my things and making a complete mess. Ethan, I love this limited edition t-shirt. It'll look so good on me for freshman orientation, Chloe squealed. Take it, Ethan said carelessly. She has so many nice toiletries here. I'm going to save so much money on college shopping. I pushed the door open. Who gave you permission to touch my suitcases? Ethan scoffed. Oh, stop acting. Chloe told me. You're planning to retake your SATs anyway. You won't be needing these things this year. You can just buy new ones next year. I screamed at them. Going through my personal property without my permission is theft. They ignored me and kept digging through my clothes. Suddenly, Chloe gasped. An admission letter from Harvard. Ethan laughed, snatching it from her hand. Wow, this fake looks pretty realistic. Did you print this out to motivate yourself? Honestly, you'd be better off printing out my acceptance letter and hanging it on your wall. I lunged to grab it, but Ethan stepped back through the letter onto the floor and ground his dirty shoe into it. The mud from his sneakers stained the words Harvard University. Give it back, I screamed, my voice raw with rage. Ethan smirked, twisting his foot back and forth on the paper. With a loud rip, the letter tore in half. That letter was my late father's biggest dream for me. I hadn't even had the chance to bring it to his grave to show him, and Ethan had just destroyed it. Sarah, I'm just trying to help you face reality. Stop living in a fantasy world, Ethan said. He kicked my suitcase over, grabbed a bucket of dirty car wash water nearby, and poured it over everything. My admission letter, along with all the rare, out-of-print books my father had left me, was completely soaked in muddy water. I threw myself forward to stop them. Don't go. You're going to pay for this. Ethan stuck his foot out. I tripped and fell face first onto the gravel. My loose pant leg rolled up, exposing a long, ugly centipede-like scar. Ethan immediately spun Chloe around to shield her eyes. Don't look. It's disgusting. He picked up a wooden broom nearby and jabbed the end of it right into my scar. The sharp splinters pierced my skin, and blood quickly began to seep through. I winced but didn't cry out. You don't need to keep using this scar to guilt-trip me, Ethan sneered. It just makes you look desperate. I stood up, holding the torn pieces of my admission letter tightly against my chest. My phone buzzed. A notification popped up. Your flight departs in 24 hours. I handed our house keys to the real estate agent, grabbed my ruined suitcase, and left for the airport with my mom. The moment I stepped into the airport, I turned my phone off. For the first time in 3 years, I didn't care whether Ethan called. My mother sat beside me at the gate, quietly holding my ruined admission letter. She had carefully dried what she could, but the paper was wrinkled, stained, and torn straight through the middle. I'm sorry, Mom, I whispered. She shook her head. Don't apologize for leaving. I looked at her. She gently folded the letter and placed it inside my bag. Your father didn't dream of Harvard, so you could spend your life begging someone to love you. My throat tightened. Then my flight was called. I stood up, and I walked away. I didn't look back. 3 hours into the flight, my phone finally turned back on. Hundreds of notifications flooded the screen. Most were from Ethan. Ethan, where are you? Ethan, Sarah, answer me. Ethan, Chloe said you took your stuff and left. Ethan, stop being childish and come home. Then came a message that made me laugh. Ethan, you seriously aren't going to Harvard, are you? I stared at it for several seconds. Then, I deleted the entire conversation. But one message remained. From Lucas. Lucas, I heard what happened. I'm waiting at the airport when you land. I smiled for the first time in days. Me? Thank you. When I arrived in Boston, the first thing I saw was Lucas standing outside baggage claim. He waved when he spotted me. Sarah? I walked toward him. He took one look at my bruised face and immediately stopped smiling.
Who did this?
It's nothing. Sarah.
His voice softened.
You don't have to protect him anymore. I looked down. For 3 years, I had spent every day protecting Ethan's reputation, making excuses for him, covering for him, loving him even when he gave me nothing back. I shook my head. You're right. Lucas took my suitcase without another word. Come on, Harvard is waiting. Back home, Ethan finally realized something was wrong. He called me again, then again, then again. No answer. He went to my house. Empty. The real estate agent had already handed over the keys to the new owner. My room was completely cleared out. My desk was gone. My books were gone. The photographs of Ethan and me from childhood were gone. For the first time, Ethan stood in the middle of my empty bedroom and looked genuinely unsettled. Chloe appeared behind him. Where did Sarah go? Ethan didn't answer. Then he noticed something on the floor. A tiny piece of paper. He picked it up. It was part of my Harvard admission letter. The words were barely visible beneath the mud. Congratulations. His face went pale. She actually got in? Chloe froze. What? Ethan stared at the ruined letter. Sarah got into Harvard. Chloe's expression changed instantly.
No.
That's impossible. Ethan's phone suddenly buzzed. A notification from the school's graduation group. Someone had posted the final college destinations of the senior class. At the top was my name. Sarah Bennett, Harvard University. Underneath, it was Ethan's. Ethan Sinclair, State University. And beside his name was a note. Scholarship conditional on maintaining his current academic standing. Chloe stared at the screen. But he said you were retaking the SAT. Ethan's jaw tightened. I thought she was. For the first time, Chloe looked afraid. Because if I really had gone to Harvard, then everything Ethan had told everyone about me had been a lie. 2 weeks later, Ethan received another surprise. A video had been uploaded to the school's senior group. It showed the class party. Not the entire party. Just the part where Ethan exposed my scar. The part where everyone laughed. The part where he bragged about making me show it. The part where he posted the hospital photograph. And finally, the part where he pushed me down. Someone had recorded everything. The video spread through the school within hours. Comments flooded in. She saved his life when they were kids, and this is how he treated her? He posted a medical photo, without permission? That's disgusting. And he destroyed her Harvard acceptance letter? Then someone posted another screenshot. My Harvard admission confirmation. Verified.
Real.
The entire school went silent. Ethan's phone wouldn't stop ringing. His teachers wanted to speak with him. The principal wanted to see him. His parents wanted an explanation. And Chloe? She suddenly stopped answering his calls. Because she'd finally realized something. She hadn't stolen Ethan from me. She had attached herself to a boy who had just destroyed his own future. At Harvard, I stood beneath the old brick archway with Lucas beside me. He handed me a coffee. Ready. I looked at the campus. Then at the scar on my thigh. For years, I had thought it was ugly because Ethan taught me to hate it. But standing there, I finally understood. That scar wasn't proof that I was damaged. It was proof that when Ethan's life was in danger, I had chosen to save him. I had been brave long before I ever met him. My phone buzzed one last time. Ethan, Sarah, please come back. I stared at the message. Then I typed 3 words. Me. I already left. I blocked him. Lucas glanced at me. Feel better? I slipped my phone into my pocket. Much. And for the first time in 3 years, I wasn't running toward Ethan. I was running toward my own life.